Shri Krishna, Shri Krishna, Shri Krishna, Shri Krishna. Gurur Brahma, Gurur Vishnu, Gurur Devo Maheshwara, Guru Sakshat Param Brahma, Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha, Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. Self-development, the way of life. The first question comes, what do we understand by the word self? You sit that side, Mama. Those who are behind the camera, suffer. On the definition of this self will determine the development in life or the way of life. If I take self means gross body, you must be feeling very at home, isn't it? Gujaratis don't have gross body, gross body. So if you take yourself to be gross body, that means when you take the material aspect of your existence as the meaning of I, then the way of life will be different. So we'll take one by one. So let us explore this first. So when I take myself to be I, so the development, self-development, self is I, the body. So what will be the way of life? Way of life will be living as the body, for the body, on everybody. That will be the way of life. So my whole life will be spent only as body. And when I live as a body, what will be my lifestyle? My lifestyle will be all the time worried about the figure of the figure. Such people who are body oriented, they have forgotten to eat food. See? All the time, only one thing, whether I should have taken fat or this or not. And they are thereafter stop enjoying life. And their enjoyment is only two ways. And one way is accumulation of things. So for those for whom self means body, the lifestyle will be, the way of life will be, keep on collecting the things to such an extent that, like many people tell us, Swamiji, I am thinking of adding one more room to my house. Why? There is no place for furniture. Keep on adding so many things. See, friends. And this burden of possessions has no limit. Continuously we keep on adding the things. And prosperity or way of life will be what? See, I have one house in Ahmedabad, one in Baroda, and one in such people who have a lot of money, they have their kutiyas. They call it kutiya, but it is a mahal. So, they have their kutiyas in many ashrams with a hope. Whenever I go to that ashram, I can, go and stay there. But they never go to the ashram. Then what happens to their room? We are there. Sarva bhuta hiti rataha. How much things we keep on collecting. The philosophy of life for such people is they love the things and they use the people. What should be the real way of life? We love the people and use the things. It's a basic difference. There was a scientist, and I heard this recently somewhere, and they have created the most wonderful super mega computer, and there was inauguration. So many big scientists came to it. And any question you ask, it will be solved. That was the challenge. So ask any question. So all the people were feeling shy. Maybe our question is done before such a big man. So they kept quiet. One small child asked, His question could not be answered. He asked, how the computer must be feeling when he answers all the questions? See, when we answer the question, we feel proud. I know this, So those who take self means body, they have got two approaches. One is look after the body as the ultimate of their life. And they get caught up in a virus called as Ramdev Baba. You see anywhere in the planes, in the railway station, I asked one person, hey, what do you do? See, नाखून ना use meant for खुजली. नाखून को खुजली हो रही है. Imagine. It is something, the disease is suffering from a disease. See, friends. So I asked him, he said, no, Swamiji, it is actually, to keep the hair on the head growing. Now, those who are worried about the bal bache. And you will see these funny things. Like, when you hear only in this auditorium, after one of my talk was over, one person asked me this question. Swamiji, why your hair are black and beard is white? Can you imagine? So I replied, I said, look here. A cobbler never looks at your beautiful face. He looks at your shoes. A tailor never looks at your beautiful cloth. He looks at how it is stitched properly or not. In the same manner, a barber doesn't look at you. Now those who are all the time worried about hair, it's a barbarian society. And this you will see everywhere. Take any religion, take any Mahatma, everywhere. And they tell us, Swamiji, we want you to talk on our Hindu culture. And what is Hindu culture? Our girls should not go in for what you call a bob cut. I say it's not a bob cut, it's a bob cut. See? So, if somebody cuts the hair, the religion is gone. And not only these girls spend a lot of money on hair and nail, and both the things are dead. When your hair are cut, do you get pain? No. You have to pay for that. See, similarly the nails, they are also dead part. But all the beauty aspect of these ladies is only the hair and the nail. And when I see the Shurpanakhas coming and doing namaskar, I am afraid they notify, biting away. Because body means I. What is self-development? Body is self. And it is not only the girls or the boys, but it is also the Babajis like me. See, recently I was in this Kumbh Mela in Ujjain. And there you see so many Babajis and huge jata. Jata juta madhe. And then they will be carrying their jata like a girl carries the pallu of the sari, like this. Imagine. Because their whole life is only body, nothing beyond. And then they will be liking to do the yoga. Yoga for not God realization. Yoga for health. Yoga for longevity. Last time I told you, one person died and went to the heavens. He was doing yoga for so many years, therefore he died at the age of 125. When he went there, he saw beautiful apsaras everywhere. And he was regretting, oh God, why did I run after that Ramdev Baba? I should have come here early. What will you do by living long? Think. What will you do? If you want to curse somebody, curse. May you live long and suffer silently. The most miserable people in the world are only oldies. Because they have to live 24 hours a day, and that too as a body. Therefore, their only one theme is there. Pain here, pain everywhere. See? So even if they will sit for meditation, meditation will be painful. See, friends, therefore our way of life depends on what we take the self to be. See? You will see there are different types of spiritual practices. One spiritual practice is 5-star spiritual practice. AC, UC, IC, DC. And then it's a very beautiful, comfortable AC hall. Recently in this Ujjain, I happened to go to one of big place, Great Mahatma. And his pandal was like a big hangar of an aeroplane. Can you imagine how big it is? And it was all air conditioned, not air cooled, air conditioned. And glass doors, everything spick and span, clean, neat. And one Mahatma ji is a very good friend of mine. He was talking on Valmiki Ramayana. And when I went, I couldn't see anybody's face. So I went and sat there. I knew my friend, once he starts, he doesn't stop. Then after some time, I said, now I must get up. So I got up, and when I was moving, I could see all the audience, 99.3% sleeping. Because outside it was so hot. And inside it is AC comfort. So who will remain in that Kshipra river and suffer? Yahan karke Rama Ganga mein so gaye. Because I or the self means the body. See, friends, and all the problems of our life begin only from the body level. If you want to know the real lifestyle, it should be, number one, freedom from body identification. Number two, freedom from the notion we are a soul in the shoe called as the body. These body, I have the self, and the soul, I or the self. These are the two basic errors because of which we are all suffering in life. See, now if you look within, like many people come and tell us, Swami, I am very disturbed, what should I do? Just before coming, I was talking to somebody for half an hour. Of course, it was incoming free, so I didn't take it. And he was, Swamiji, I wanted to do this thing, I want to do this thing, I want to do continuously. So I was listening. I said, then what should I do? Tell me. So tell me what I should do. I said, first of all, learn. Till such time I want to sleep. I and want is there. Sleep doesn't begin. Roam every day the experience of yours. See? So who is the culprit? It is I and the want. And those who are able to drop I and the want, even in the satsang they go to sleep. See? Just before coming, he was telling me, I don't know his name, he was conducting me here. He says, Swamiji, I tell you frankly, every day, earlier it was cassettes, now it is MP3. In my house, next to my bed, I kept an MP3 player. I come lie down and put on your MP3. It is so soothing, I go to sleep. That day I realized people don't listen to me for awakening, but for sleeping. Because my talks are anesthetic. They are not illuminating. They go to sleep. Because all the problems are only body identification. So I told her, I said, look here, till such time you have these two viruses, I and the want, you will never be at peace. Then what is to be done? Relax. Enough of doing. This is what happens with all of us. We want to be active and become miserable. Who asked you stop it? We are miserable as somebody. Observe this. This word, what is that? Self-development. Self-development doesn't mean you are developing a huge structure, 6 plus and 4 plus. No. Self-development, the quality of your life increases. In the external world, development will be material and prosperity. In the internal world, development will be peace. When a perfect balance is attained, external prosperity without a compromise with the inner peace is the meaning of the real way of life. See? So we have got huge size bed, king size bed, but no sleep. We have got all the kinds of foods available, but we are afraid of eating. See? No, I put on weight. Then put on weight. I tell you, if you want to know the truth of life, those who are fatty, they are the happiest people in the world. And those who are agarbatti band, they are cranky. And their crankiness comes because between their bones and the skin, there is no buffer layer of fat. So naturally it is irritating to them all the time. So if you take my advice, way of life, eat comfortably, become fat, live cheerfully and happily, and one secret I tell you, those who are bony people, when they die and they are put on the fire, it takes more time to burn. And those who are fat, huge, because they have got built-in homemade fuel. Quickly, no time. Practical. If you don't trust, try. So self, we talk about. What do we understand by self? So after we have taken ourselves to be the body, thereafter the meaning, the second generation of self, 2G scam begins. The 2G scam is, after that, I am husband, wife, brother, father, mother, sister, in-laws, outlaws, and these are the guys who are miserable. See? Try to be mother-in-law and happy. Of course, I am mother-in-law and happy. Whose mother-in-law? My son-in-law's mother-in-law. Naturally, you have to be happy. You have to show that. You all must have seen this. All these Jawai Babu, when they go to their in-laws' place, they are treated like kings. And they think they are respected. No. It's a pity. Because they know what stuff is given. So, it is something like, buy one mattress and take 2 pillows free. Then get married to this rubbish and never, whenever you come to our house, we'll give you one chocolate. See, friends, all those who are miserable, they are always somebody. Observe this. And then find out, is this somebody real? Think. So unless we redefine what we mean by the self, self-development means what? Get married many times and be many husbands? Self-development. हम दो हमारे पता नहीं कितने हैं. See, friends. Therefore, first we have to redefine what do we mean by self. And our whole life we have spent only with this illusion. And if you start really contemplating, can we be this body? If you do even this much as your spiritual practice, you have done a great favor to yourself. Work on this. Can this body be me? Start thinking. Then we will come to know this body is not created by us, number one. You may be a self-made man, Body is not created by us. Then this body doesn't listen to us. Who wants to be ill? But the body falls in. So body is not created by us, doesn't listen to us, and yet I am the body. Therefore, the human bodies in Hindi language are referred in two ways. One is the man's body is called as Ghata. Ghata Vasi. Bhagwan Ram is called as the one who is living in every house. So man's body is called as Ghata and the woman's body is called as Matka. The reason being, male are Ghatiya and woman Matakti hai, Matka. And both of their life is spent only for the body and nothing else. See, friends. And after this body identification happens, then somebody is born, and that somebody can never be miserable, happy. He'll be always miserable. But we are so much accustomed to this miserable condition. One day Gupta ji came very cheerfully and happily. So I asked him, "Arey Gupta ji, kya baat hai? Aaj bade khush ho?" If he is miserable, we will never ask because it is a default setting. But when he is happy, we are surprised. What is wrong with you? You are happy. See, friends. Therefore, first define what is the meaning of self. Define exactly what do you mean by self. So once you get rid of this as your spiritual practice, I am not giving you mala in your hand. You have got sufficient malas. No mala. I am not sending you a temple or a church or a mosque. No, don't go there. Once, many years before, I was very miserable, poor, nothing to eat. So I took my begging bowl and sat outside a temple. Nobody gave one paisa. I felt so disgusted. Then I went and sat outside a mosque. Daddy, you can fit everywhere. So I sat there. There also nobody gave me anything. Then I got disgusted. I went to a church and sat outside. There also I didn't get anything. I said, oh God. Then out of disgust, I went to a pub, a drinking place, and sat outside. Within 15 minutes, my ball was full. Then I complained to God, oh God, why do you give wrong address? God doesn't exist in these temples and churches and all that. We get lost only in that because I am the body, therefore the gross things are the real one. See, friends, the more you become aware of this, what will happen will you will not take anything in this world seriously. This world has always been like this. There is nothing new. But the common question we hear from the people, I don't know what is going to happen to this world. If you don't know, be happy. Relax. If you know, be prepared. There is no place for worries. See, friends, so how do we take this self and what do we mean by self? Now this is one thing. So in this we come across this material world and then we get into the rut of religious practices. Do this thing, help your neighbor, cut his throat, but see that your fingers are not soiled, all these things. And be goody-goody. This has nothing to do with spirituality. Because this strengthens our hold on the material world. The charity comes in this only. All these charity people, do you think they give charity for the sake of charity? No. It is a question of like Parle-ji, Mukherjee, Chatterjee, it is ATG. It is income tax deduction. For that they give this thing. Therefore, friends, religion and yoga, they have the foundation of self means body. and whole life is spent only on this. And there is nothing wrong in that. We all have to go in KG1, KG2, KG3. We all not have to go. But whole life you will be in KG1. See, even a teacher who teaches the children in a Montessori, her talking also becomes same way. The other day somebody called me in Bombay. Swami ji, how are you? So I replied, ma'am, I'm all right. Swami ji, why you talk like that? Mama, I'm in Montessori. See, they cannot talk normal because the whole life they have been talking to kids. And then they all the time want to rule upon. And then nobody listens to them. In one place, I was called for food, and half a dozen Marwari ladies were sitting around. Marwari kids, they earn money, and ladies help them in spending money. This is a parasparam bhava, helping each other. So, I went to there for lunch. 1 question, 2 questions, 3 questions, 4 questions. I got so annoyed. I said, yaar, 2 roti de rahe, 25 prashna pooch rahe. This is not a good bargain. Enough is enough. Don't give me food. I won't. No, Swamiji. Last question. We will not talk about it. I said, okay, last question. Ask. Why we like to be with Mahatmas like you, more and more time spent with you? That we don't understand. I said, I'll talk. No discussion, no argument. Yes. I said, because we hear. Who listens to you? And then we appreciate you. Your husband had appreciated you, never appreciated. Therefore, don't get lost in this world. This world has always been like this. Don't get into anything. Bhagavad Gita says, Uddhare Atmanatmanam Natmanam Kosade. So when we take ourselves to be body, we will be lost in the religion or yoga. You will see throughout the world, yoga means what? Like our terrorist bandhu, they go with the AK-47, hiding person. The yoga matters. And wherever they are, padasana, shavasana. Therefore, the whole life is spent only in body. That is not the self. Body is just a place where we live. You will see the total expenditure. I was in Auckland, New Zealand. So my friend was telling me. I said, hey, is it your own house? He said, no, Swami. We are on hire here, rent. How much rent do you spend? We spent $600 New Zealand dollars. I said, so cheap per month? He said, no, $600 per week. I said, my God. Then I said, anyway, I am just asking you something to talk because you left India, came here to earn money. Let me see how much you earn. How much you are getting, earning your monthly? Swamiji, I get here $5,000 per month. Out of that, $2,400 go for the house. Major junk for that wretched house. Is it not our life? Of all that we have done in our life, major junk goes only on for the body, by the body. All the time, body. See? And it's all inert aspect. Agree that we live in the body, we must take care of the body. But living long for the sake of the body is the height of foolishness. See? We should have a good car, no doubt. But all the time keep the car in the garage, in the morning get up and clean it, and then do Aarti Om Jai Jagadish Hare. And then again put it back in the garage, and then go by public transport to work, and come back in the evening, and again to that garage. Is it a height of wisdom or foolishness? Body is required. Make this body work to our demand. Presently what is happening? Body is making us dance. See friends. Because for me self is body. So either we get lost in the so-called Dharma Shastra, worldly things, or we get lost in the body because self is body. Now, this is the way we remain in the outer world, at the periphery of our personality. See? You must have sat sometime in the giant wheel. One of my friends took me in Singapore, they got a very big giant wheel. And we sat in that, going around. I said, yeah, this is dumb. It goes so slow, you even don't know when you have gone up and when you have come down. I said, see, in our India, those people, they move with the hand, and it goes so fast. So when it comes down, ooh, then there is a fun in that. In the same manner, when you are at the periphery of your personality, you will have more impact of the movement of the wheel of life. But when you migrate from the circumference, from the periphery of your personality to the center, the hub, the impact will be less. All the wise people, they live through the body, they don't live as the body. This is what we all do it. When we sleep, deep sleep, in that deep sleep, just work on this again and again. In that deep sleep, who we are. Man, woman, young, old, rich, poor, educated, overeducated. None. What we are. Successful, failure. Where we are. In Ahmedabad, after Narmada comes in the Sabarmati, where are we? When are we? In 2016 or 1947? All these parameters will determine the meaning of self for us. All these parameters are null and void. And therefore, we remain as nobody in the deep sleep. And because we are nobody, we are happy. Otherwise, how dare a husband can snore in front of his wife next to him? He who cannot open his mouth during the daytime, at night he fires. And that too with confidence. Have you seen anybody snoring hurriedly? No, there is no fear. Because you are nobody. It is rightly said. Nobody is happy. It's true. Mr. Nobody alone is happy. Somebody is always miserable. Therefore, this self we have to redefine. Self-development. For a self-development means, first of all, spend money in putting on the weight, and then spend money in reducing the weight. Whole life goes only on spending the money. First put on, then reduce. And then the average also. 10 kilo loss in 10 days, if not money returned. See friends, therefore, self, if you take body, this will be the lifestyle. Nobody can help you with that. Then the second step comes. What do we take self to be? Do we take the self to be the mind? Such people, they are all the time emotional. And these emotional people are a source of commotion for everyone around. See? These emotional personalities are all the time. Either they are extreme, either they are very agile. Do this, do that, do this, do that. Or else they are depressed. अब जी के क्या करेंगे? When they sing अब जी के क्या करेंगे, everybody is happy. अब जा रहा, जाते ही. And कम से कम जाओ तो सही. These extremes are easy to attain in life. either too much involved in activities, too many projects, too many ideas. We should do this, we should do that. Karna varna kuch nahi. And other people, they are there. Other extreme is they are all the time depressed and dejected. So if we take the self to be the mind, now instead of working by the mind, now start working on the mind. We go to work, we go to office and sleep there. This is working by the body. And when we go for the yoga, for morning jogging or do exercise, run in the morning to reach nowhere, see? This is working on the body. In the same manner, now we have to work on the mind. If we take self means mind. So working by the mind we'll understand first and then we'll start working on the mind. Working by the mind is what? Default settings. About everything we have opinion. Nobody asks. In my opinion, who asked you? I say. This is one of the most important spiritual practice I tell you. Way of life. This happened in Bangalore many years before. And there was a huge gathering. 2,000, 3,000 youngsters. And there was a panel of 3 persons answering their questions. So one was a social worker, one was a college professor, I was a Babaji. So the questions were coming and they were fighting to answer. My interest was in samosa and tea. We should be practical in life. So they were fighting and I was enjoying samosa and tea and questions were going on. One question came and then they say, now let us request Swami to speak because he is not talking anything. I said, why are you destroying my samosa joy? So the question was given. The question was, those days Ram Janmabhoomi was a hot topic. So what is your opinion about Ram Janmabhoomi? Then I said, why the ladies cut their hair? I have no opinion. Then, why Shivji likes the white color, Vishnu likes the yellow color, and Devi likes the red color? I have no opinion. Why you people have gathered here? I have no opinion. In short, it is not necessary to have opinion about everything in life. Is it not? Yes, Swami, very good. Therefore, I have no opinion on Ram Janmabhoomi. Relax. It is not necessary. Your opinion has no value. You will see how destructive it is. I have seen many places, 2 persons sit on the dining table and on their opinion issue, they constantly fight with each other with tooth and nail. One principle, try this, it will help you. Whenever you are on the dining table, if you are at all together, never discuss any controversial issue. No need. What he should have done, what they should have done. You have no business. Let them do. Tum chai pio. Relax. See? So, working by the mind is this thing, one thing. We have too many opinions about everything. Second thing, working by the mind. When anybody is talking on any topic, we have to get involved in participation, whether required or not required. Observe this. 2-3 persons are talking, you come late, there. हाँ किसके बारे में किसके बारे में तुम्हारे सांस के बारे में सांस means breathing. Where we are not required, where our opinions are not required, don't get involved. It is not necessary to get involved everywhere, not necessary. See, when you come across big gatherings, marriages, etc., then you will see groups are formed, 5, 6, 10 people together and similar type. And then they start talking something. Yeah, in this marriage, they must have spent at least 10 lakhs on rupees. Yeah, Gupta, what you know, 10 lakhs, it will be more than 1 crore. Acha, 1 crore. You know, the other day I was in Kanpur, these days, they were doing the drone shooting, of that stupid marriage. Now it goes on multiplying. There is no need. Just keep quiet. Keep quiet means don't listen. Let talk. There is no need. But this is how we have trained our mind. We have to poke our nose everywhere. What is going where? Why should you know? You don't have to know. See? Lesser the information you have in your head, happier you are. Today we condemn our children that they don't listen to us. Try to handle the information that they have. They are suffering from information poisoning. So much information, they can't handle. There is one girl, very intelligent, and you say one word, she can give you a lecture, any word you say. She can give you a lecture for 2 hours. So, when I went to their house, it happened outside India. So, the tradition in that place, people will come, not only namaskar, first of all hug and cheek to cheek, so my dadi to cheek, like that. Funny people. So when that girl used to come, I used to do namaste. Never allow her to come near me. One day she told her mother, Mommy, see, Swamiji hugs everybody, but he never even allowed me to come near. Namaste from a distance, why? So her mother, Swamiji, answered the question. I said, I am afraid of her. She is Miss Know All. She knows so much. I feel inferior to talking to her. So much information. There is not only a material world, but also in the spiritual world. कितने उपनिषद हैं? In this camp, one person asked me, Swamiji, what is the meaning of this Agori Panta? I said, do you know the way to Jogritaraya? I said, no, Swamiji. I said, I don't have to go. You don't have to tell me. You go. There you don't have to go. Why do you ask? How much unwanted things we collect. This is only default settings. This is why I asked somebody, where were you born? I said, I don't remember here. Do you remember any one of you tell sincerely that you were born? Somebody tells you that you were born on 30th of February, you listen. See? And that nurse tells you that you were born at 9:22. Now when your head came, then it was 9:22 or tail came. See? And whether it was according to the standard watch or it was gadi aage piche thi, what was that? In one nurse I asked this question. I said, Mama, don't become angry. I just for my general knowledge I want to know. When you people tell somebody is born, and you will see most of the children are born at an odd time. The daytime they are not on duty, night time, 2 o'clock. From then onward they start troubling the mother. So they will be writing, 12:32. I said, exactly 12:32, how do you write it? He said, Swamiji, I tell you one simple thing. If we tell him a round figure, they will not accept. Suppose we tell, oh, this channel was 12 o'clock, beautiful. Ram thodi hai. Only Rama was born at 12 o'clock. Nobody. See, neither we are born nor we have the experience of birth, neither we grow nor experience of growth, never we die, no experience of death, and about this we are all the time worried, we doesn't exist because we have never worked on our mind. See friends, If you have really studied Vedanta and digested and assimilated, then the news of any death will not kindle a suspicion of your own death. If you are really studied. Otherwise, there should be one gentleman, Gujarati in Bombay. I used to call him Gelu Kaka. Everybody used to call him Gelu Kaka. So he took me. Swamiji, one of my friends died. Please come. So we went there. We are fit everywhere, like a master key. When somebody dies, we go. When somebody doesn't die, we go. Marta nahi. So that dead body was lying there. According to whatever they did, I took flowers, offered him, gave namaskar. Because we have trained ourselves to respect the dead things. We respect the statue of Krishna, we respect the book. But the human beings, which are the creation of God, that we don't respect. Our Kabirji Maharaj says, we respect the man-made murtis, statues. We don't respect the God-made statues. Friends. So, after Namaskar Chamatkar, I sat down. He said, Swamiji, please say something on Gita. I said, he is not listening. How true it is. He is not listening and he don't want to listen. What to talk about? And then ऐसे मुंह फुला के बैठो 2 मिनट निकल जाएगा. And then we came out. Then when he was driving, he said, I was very competent. Swamiji, I think now I may be the next in the queue. I said, stop the car. Go. Then I told him, do you remember you told me once that Swamiji, even before you were born, I have been listening to Vedanta to my Guru. I said, what you have heard? This? Simply chanting Gita mechanically. Nayanam chintam jadrani, nayanam dadi bhavana, najayanam lere andhyako, na shoshe marda, anchedyo yamadayo yam, akledyo shoshe vaja, nitya sarvaka dadrano, ajalo yunadana. Nichi mirchiraku chutney tayar. Spiritual chutney. It's only words, no meaning to those words. See, friends. And such people who take this mind as the self, they are all the time only busy in worrying. That becomes their second nature. One old Punjabi lady in somebody's house where I went, they told me, how you tell our mummy? Because the person whom I went, they were retired brigadier. A retired brigadier cannot be a baby. So his mother was also something like 98, not out. So, Swamiji tell her, she is all the time worried about my grandchildren's education. Now she doesn't know it also, she is uneducated. But she is worried about my grandchildren's education. Please tell her. So I said, Mama, there is a complaint against you. You unnecessarily worry. She scolded me. You also tell me don't worry. Then what do I do? This is the only thing I can do. Very true. Worrying becomes our second nature. And such people you can see from their face. They are all the time, kuch nahi ho raha. And this has gone so deep in our system, we don't want to get it out of our system. See, in Pilani, in a school I gave a lecture to the youngsters, school students, 10th, 11th, 12th. Naturally to the students, when I talk the language, the purpose is totally different. And after that was over, then I said questions invited only from the students. Anybody other than the student will not be entertained. And yet one only got up. Swamiji, I said, sit down. I am not going to answer your question. He got very angry. Old people get very angry because Longer the past, stronger the ego. Stronger the ego, more susceptible to misery. Children don't get miserable. They make us miserable. So, after everything was over, I went to their principal's house. I said, please call that teacher. He was very angry with me. He came and said, sir, I am sorry, I did not answer your question because it was a wrong question in a wrong place. He was still fuming, He said, how do you know what was my question? Before every student you insulted me. I said, no, sir, your question was, what happens after death? He said, no. How come you know that was my question? I said, from your face, you are not living. You are not living. Those who ask about death, they have never lived their life. See, those who want to live long, they have not lived happily. See, instead of adding years to your life, add life to your years that you are living. Life becomes beautiful. Kurvanneveha karmani jiji visheshatakam sama. Ishavasya Upanishad, second mantra tells. Desire to live 100 years, if you take the routine translations. But we must know scriptural language is different from the English language or the Sanskrit language. Like computer language is different although it is written in English. So when we say, take the mouse and curse. Ganesh, you maaf karna. No, there the meaning of mouse is not the mouse which was used by Ganesh. It was used by Job Steve G. Do you know the mouse was originally invented by Job Steve? It was then taken away by the Microsoft. Therefore, when we take ourselves with the mind, then all the time, last time, this time. So I told that teacher, I said, look here, now I answer your question. Tell me, who are you? Hindu, Muslim, Christian? Of course I am a Hindu. I said, then we'll burn you. After death, what happens? We'll burn you. No, not that way. I said, okay, second option. There will be a holiday for the school, but don't die on Sunday. No. When we die, where do we go? I say, when you are living, nothing, nowhere you are going. After death also you will go nowhere. Please remember this. Many times people ask us the question, Ujjain, Swamiji, you have gone to so many places. Which is the best place in the world you like? I said, Ujjain. He said, how come you tell so straight? I said, wherever I am, that only I like. Is it not true? If I is not there, nothing is beautiful. Understand this. Therefore, when we take self means mind, we have to start working on the mind and stop working by the mind. So many places. And this is a day-to-day observation. Friends, spiritual practice means learn from your own experiences every day. Last time I gave you one exercise and I am very happy you have not done it. There was a student, he asked the teacher, ma'am, if somebody has not done something, will he be punished? He said, no, beta. See, for example, I have not committed a murder, so will I be hanged? No. I have not committed a theft. Will I be put behind the bars? No. Oh, very good. But why you are asking this question? I have not done the homework. How true? See, friends, there is no need. Learn from your experiences. So the homework I am giving you, and I am sure you will never do it. Because ideal disciples are those who never listen to Guru. Those who listen, they are dumbos. So, the homework is, make a beautiful copy. Don't take the backside print out papers from the old stuff. Buy a new copy. Because people from Gujarat, that too from Ahmedabad, they are known. So, take a good copy and give a title to your copy. The title is What I Have Learned Today. As a title. Live your whole day. And then on one page, in one simple, don't write a thesis. In one or two lines, what I have learned today. Write down. Not this mantra, Sri Ram, Jai Ram, Jai Ram, what I have learned today. Not that way. So today I learned I must redefine the self. Then when I think myself to be the body, what will be my lifestyle? When I think myself to be the mind, what will be my lifestyle? Then when I consider myself to be the self, the pure self, the divine, then what will be my lifestyle? Work on it slowly, slowly. Then you will come to know from everyday experiences, we will grow wise if we learn. So, those people who learn from their day-to-day experiences, they grow wise with every experience. And those who do not learn from day-to-day experiences, they grow old and otherwise. Old and otherwise people are miserable. Old and wise people are happy. See? One day one person asked me this question, Swami, what is the secret of your happiness? I said, I am happy in the happiness of others. How come? I said, look here. I go and attend marriages of the people. So that day only they are happy, that time I am with them. Afterwards they suffer. I go from that side. There are many people, they told me, Swamiji, normally Mahatma, sannyasis don't go to attend marriages. Why do you go? I said, no, I want to give happiness to everybody. These people, they want to tease me. देखो हमारी शादी हो रही तुम्हारी नहीं हुई. So if they are happy by teasing me, I go. How does it matter? See, friends. Therefore, once you take this stand, if you are a mind, stop working by the mind. When you start learning, now you are working on the mind. See, be attentive. When you learn from your experiences, your mind does not gather any impressions. Like you must have seen kids also. Suppose you give them milk, and today's mothers, they are being digital, and children are also downloaded. So, they give them the hot milk. And that hot milk, when the child takes, his mouth burns. Thereafter, even if you give him buttermilk cold, he will say, because he has learned. He doesn't have hatred from the heat, because he has learned. In the same manner, learn from every experience, learn from every interaction with everyone in this world. And when you learn, you will grow wise. Last time I gave you an example. Somebody's house, as usual, had to go for breakfast. And husband, wife, I was staying with them, husband, wife, and they had a son. And that we are having nice paratha, etc. That very moment, like in Hindi cinema, the phone rang and he said, Swami, excuse me, I have to go. I said, oh, I got my breakfast, I don't need it. He went. The moment husband went, wife watched, she got inspired. Swamiji, we know you don't like complaints, but you know, that way my husband is very good. Whenever a wife praises a husband, something is wrong somewhere. So, no, he is very good. He doesn't, trouble us that way. He takes care of everything. But the moment the butt comes, the butting is a dangerous thing. He is so angry, sometimes I can't take his anger anymore. What should I do? So when you are giving paratha to somebody, it doesn't mean you should torture. Let him eat comfortably. Instead of giving butter or dahi or achar, you are giving complaint. So, that son who was there, he says, Swamiji, may I answer this question? I was so happy. Chela ji, jindabad. Free chela. And then he came for the lecture in the morning. He used to come every day. And he learned this much, that God is everywhere, in everybody there is God. Tadeva brahmatvam vidhi nedam yadinu upasate. That was the topic. So he said, Mummy, Swamiji told, we are all Brahman. How many times he told? 5 times he told. Tadeva brahmatvam vidhi. You are Brahman, you are God. Be happy. Then, so, Swamiji is Brahman because he told. Then he told we are all Brahman. So I am also Brahman, you are Brahman, Papa is Brahman. Then, like chocolates have got different brands, in the same manner, Brahman has got different brands. Our daddy is an angry brand Brahman. How beautiful it is. Once you take this stand in your life, that you have to learn, you have started working on your mind. Learn. But we have become expert in repeating the same mistake again and again. That is called as pramad. Never repeat mistakes in life, if we learn from them. But then we become proud of that, मुझे जब गुस्सा आता है, people are afraid of me. You should be ashamed of that if people are afraid of us. See, one house I went, and that man told me, Swamiji, my children were troubling you. So inside my mind I said, now you are troubling me. They were happy. So they know me. The moment I come to the house, everybody is quiet. They go to their room, study. No TV, no nonsense. They are so afraid of me. So he should be ashamed of this behavior, or he should be happy. On the contrary, father should be such. When the father comes from home, children jump out of their skin and bounce on the dad like Alsatian. That is the father. See? But his fathers are very proud of him. They know my Rakshasa. All those who have suffered, they have clapped. Some he has understood my dad, although never seen. So, work on the mind. And working on the mind is learning from experience. I am not telling you do japa. I am not telling you do pranayam, anulom vilom, and get confused. Either se liya tha na, either se. And do bhasrika. You must have seen, these dogs, they do bhasrika. Summertime. Somebody gave me one book. Very beautiful book. The name of the book was Doga. Doga means yoga for dogs. And every posture of the dog was beautifully cartooned, and explained. Like, when the dog gets up from the sleep, next time you see, he will stretch like this. I said, this is Surya Namaskar, dog Namaskar. All the time working on the body, in the same working by the body, in the same all the time working by the mind. Start working on the mind. And this is a simple thing. Every day learn one thing. In 365 days, you will become Adi Shankaracharya. Next year, Jayanti will be today. See, friends, it is so simple. And when you thus take the meaning of self as mind, a seeker is born. Now the third meaning of self. Now the third meaning of self is, who is this I? Who is residing in this body? Who is this I? Who is going through good and bad experiences through the mind? Just observe. We live in this body. Body doesn't experience anything. It is the mind which experiences. Like, once they operated on my toe, that right toe something was growing there. So one of the person who did namaskar, he must have been a doctor. He said, Swami, there is something wrong in your toe. It's not a good thing. You must operate. I said, okay, I'll operate. He said, no, I am a doctor. I can do it. I am a surgeon. I said, okay, come. I went with him free. I went. At least after coming to Ahmedabad, I understood the meaning of free value. So, he said it is not a big operation. I'll give local anesthesia and it will be done. So he put needles in my toe here and there and put some medicine. And after 15 minutes, he came and he was hammering with a rubber hammer. He said, are you feeling? I said, what? Where? That means there was no sensation here. It was totally numb. Locally, answer is. He said, now you can see what I am doing. So he was doing it, I was watching it. He took the scalpel, put inside it, and like we take out the nail or we take out the ice cream by scoop, like he put it and he took it out and showed me. He said, it has come out completely. Roots also have come out. I said, very good. That time, more than that, what I learned is this. Body never has any experience. It is the mind which goes through experiences. And this mind, through which we are gathering all the experiences of our life, this mind we have never taken care of. Don't answer this question. Answer is common for all. What we have done till date to keep the health of the mind intact. We talk about organic food. Food cannot be inorganic. Food is always organic. Even if you eat rubbish, it is organic only. See? Organic food. I am a vegan. Vegan means, those who don't eat the dairy products. Earlier I was not taking anything dairy product. And one Marwadi gentleman told me, Swami, you have wasted your life. I said, why? You are not eating dahi. I said, why? It is only in human life one can eat dahi. When we are born as cow, buffalo, pig, donkey, that time we take the milk of our respective mothers. But dahi we can eat only in the human form. So human beings are born only for eating dahi. He must be a great glutton. So this I, who is going through the good and bad experiences, who is this I? Now the third meaning, investigation about the self. Who is this? Self-development. There are two things. One is spreading and second is development. Diseases are spread. Violence is spread. Corruption is spread. See? The peace is not spread. The joy is not spread. It is. See? So, this mind, if we take care of this mind, then we will come to know that there is somebody who is operating through the mind. Now what is that self? Tad vijnanatham gurumeva vigachet samit pani shrotriyam brahmanishta. Now be very attentive. When we are living as body identified for fulfillment of desires, without the limit up to the greed, The meaning of self is body. When we start living no more as the mind, but we start working on the mind, then a seeker is born. Now we are more concerned about the quality of our mind, not about the world. Take care of the quality of the mind. Why this doesn't happen is only because we have not understood the value of peace of mind. We are not understood. If we understood, we will automatically start working on it. You must have seen in one management bluff, I was having a group, dozen necktie, and I wanted to tell them the importance of peace of mind. How it is important. With a peace of mind, you can function more effectively. So while telling that, I made a drama, told one servant, I said, hey, when I start, you come in between, I'll scold you. Then he said, Swami, this is your money, that one thing you told me, I did it, this is a balance, take it. I said, keep it. Then you insist that no, I should count it. Then again I'll scold you and start counting. This was the drama, already planned. And they were all sitting, that boy came and gave money, I scolded him, and he said, no, you count. And I started counting loudly. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Purposely I missed the count. One of the necktie, Swami, excuse me, you are counting wrong. I said, did I ask you to count my money? Maybe I tell you. Money, anybody may be counting. You become single product. Because we have value for the money. Doesn't matter whose money it is. Is it not? Apply this principle to yourself. If you will have the value for the peace of mind, then a seeker is born. A seeker is not worried about the world. The world has always been like this. There is nothing new in this world, I guarantee you. Nothing new. All the saint and sages have come to save this world. These are all saved. The world is as it is. The world cannot be improved. It is something like trying to improve the potable quality of the mirage waters. You cannot do it. See, friends, at the time of Mahabharata, Mamaka, Pandavaschaiva, that time, and now also today, the same. My children, my child may be Dabbo, Pappu, yet he should be the best one. This has always been like that, and nothing new. Therefore, don't waste your time on this world. Uddhared atmanatmanam natmanam avasare atmaiva atmano bandhu atmaiva riguratmana. And when we just take this I as the point of investigation, who is this I? So the self, first we take the self as some relations. Second, we take the self as the one who is carrying the burden of possessions. The one who is carrying the burden of possessions and relation is called as ego. This ego is not I, but I is expressing as ego. And this ego suffers, not the one who is expressing. Now to understand this ego clearly is in the simple way. Is man is Brahman, husband is ego. Now take this. Man is never miserable, husband is never happy. Now if you have to define man, you can define lamba chauda itna hai. If you have to define the husband, how will you define? Can you separate the husband out of man? Can you show this part is husband, this part is man? No. Then who is husband? Who is miserable? Then we come to know man expressing through the limitation of the wife is called as husband. So husband is three factors: man, limitation of the wife, and the limitation expression. Three together is husband. when my wife died, where I, the husband, has gone? See, when I got second time married, is it the first husband got married? No. Because the husband goes nowhere after divorce, because he never existed. It was only an illusion that he is husband. And this illusion we take to be real. In this husband, the reality is neither the wife nor the husband, but the man is the reality. When the wife dies, nothing happens to man and nothing happens to husband also. Nothing happens to man because he is not influenced by the wife, and nothing happens to husband because he never existed. Hare Ram. How simple it is. So find out who is this I, who is this self, and then you will start the ultimate of this self-development. Thereafter, you will start, although married, yet happy. See? And for that, all spiritual practice is done. You don't have to go to forest to do tapasya. You know what is tapasya? Austerities, invented problems. When it is cold, you take bath in the cold Ganges water. Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna. Maharaj, what are you doing? Beta, isko tapasya karte. Why suffer? When it is all hot around 42, 45, that time you keep all the fire around you, sit in that sand, and there Om Trambakam Yajamahe Sugandhim Pushtivardhanam. Who told you to do this tapasya? Observing fast for 21 days. But how can they observe fast how many for 21 days? One person asked me. I said, because they eat at night. Oh. Don't waste your time in that kind of foolish tapasya. See, you like, I go to so many houses, they will give me something. Swami, this pickle, this achar, homemade. That means I have to say it is good. So, everything when it is a homemade, it is something extraordinary good. In the same manner, don't go to the forest to do tapasya. Homemade tapasya. The homemade tapasya is, in spite of your wife, remain cheerful and happy. You have done the highest tapasya. See, and who can be happy? He who doesn't have ego, he alone is happy. Whenever you are happy, you are nobody. See, you must have seen, we see so many people, everybody is laughing, giggling happily, but this Dumbo, he thinks, if I laugh before everybody, it will not look good. Because whenever you laugh, you are nobody. Whenever you are laughing, you are in the present. Remaining in the present as nobody is the real meaning of self. And this real self is neither happy nor miserable. Bhagavan Krishna says in Gita, Jitatmanaha prashantasya paramatma samahitaha shitoshna sukha dukkeshu tatha manapamanayo. Such a great master, he lives in this world, but he takes care of the mind, Jitatmanaha. His mind never gets affected by anything. And manapamanayo prashantasya, he is no more influenced by the respect and disrespect. Remove these two burdens. Success, failure, joy, sorrows, heat, cold, and man. You are merged in the Lord. When you thus discover the real meaning of the self, thereafter, what is the way of life? Then your way of life will be followed by others. Then you will not follow somebody. People will say, yeah, if I have to be something, I want to be like Vivekananda. See? Instead of following, be a guiding star for millions. That is the real fulfillment in life. And this we all can do when we break the barrier of I or the self means the body. I or self means the mind. I, the self means the ego. Break these three barriers and allow the divinity to express through us in the full glory of divine presence. And this is done only by three ways. You live, let others live. Don't cheat, don't get cheated. Live happily, don't make others miserable. Three things you consciously practice. That is the way of life to allow the divine to express through us. It is only for this purpose God has created us. If this purpose is not fulfilled, then God will say, Beta, it is not your mistake, it is my mistake. I am a human being. Next life you become a donkey. Eat a pragya. Eat newspaper. Om Purnamada